My name is Bill. Welcome to the NightTerrors Weekend Show. And we're starting right now. And good day to Dinkamasi, and hello to Smile a While. Welcome Synchro 505, and SG Fatso is here. Hi, SG Fatso. My shows on Twitch are different from my shows on YouTube. On Twitch, you can watch as I do research for my YouTube shows. But not everybody is on Twitch, and so you have been deprived of the Twitch experience. Tonight you will see me on Twitch, putting together the next episode of NightTerrors on YouTube. You will hear me talking in chat, not just with random people. On Twitch, I talk with every person in chat. This is how you get on Twitch. Look in the description on all of my YouTube videos. At the top of the description, you will see a link for Twitch. Click on the link. For the first time ever on YouTube, I now reveal the creation of NightTerrors, behind the scenes. And ladies and gentlemen, we got a bunch of interesting stuff to do tonight. We got to answer, maybe 5 comments, so not too bad on the comments this evening. And then we have a copyright claim, and we're going to fight that copyright claim. And you're going to see how to fight a copyright claim. Visibility private now? This video won't appear on your channel or search results. Is that why it's like that? Huh, that's odd. Hail Judy. I don't know if I should do that like that. How should I do it? Hail Judy. Something like that. Like on Star Trek, right? How you doing, Jude? Today we're going to answer comments. We're going to take care of copyright claim. We're going to challenge this copyright claim successfully. I predict successfully. It says here visibility private. I wonder if that'll change after we challenge the claim. Because on my other claims, good, how are you? I'm not bad. My car broke down today. I'd went to service my last remaining computer client in Schenectady, and evidently I blew a hose on the radiator or something. I don't know, but the temperature of the engine went from 50% to 100%, and the red light came on, and the ding dong started dinging. So unfortunately, I was within 4 blocks of my mechanic, so I drove there. He's an honest guy, and it's not easy to find an honest guy. Yeah, even with a bunch of work, he said he would take a look at it tomorrow and, give me a diagnosis as to if I might expect it tomorrow or in a week and a half because of Memorial Day weekend coming up. Howdy, Trader Monkey. Welcome, sir. Before we get on to preparing next Saturday's show, we're going to answer 4 or 5 comments that we have received. Then we're going to challenge this copyright claim. Good evening, Verpine. And for Verpine's benefit, we're going to challenge a copyright claim in a couple of minutes. And I don't get them too often these days, but every once in a while. I used to get them more for the older show. And I have all my ducks in a row. I can challenge this claim successfully. It takes a while to win the challenge, though. Here are 3, which I recently challenged. And I think it might even be the same audio they're challenging. I have copyright claims on this one, and this one. And so the money is in escrow. The pennies. The nickels and dimes are in escrow until they decide they want to answer the copyright claim. I know I didn't violate anyone's copyright. I had a license to use the music that I used in these 3. In fact, it was the same song in these 3. These are 3 of my Halloween shows. And it was the same song in each one, which I did have a license to use under Creative Commons. So I challenged this about just 2 weeks ago. If it goes a month and they don't respond, it's the pocket veto, I guess they call it, for the president. They can pocket veto it. They can just say, if they don't respond, I automatically win, is the deal. So first on to comments. It looks like we have how many to answer here? Only 9. Response status. Haven't responded. Timothy Contreras says, hey, Bill. I'm going to say, hey, Tim. My dragon is working pretty good lately. Hey, Tim. Perfect. And responding kind with a couple of emoticons. Emojis. He had a cactus and a waving hand. I will have beautiful butterfly papillon. And what's a waving hand? Not analog. La 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 la. Fox. I'll do a fox. What the hell? Whatever. I don't know. I don't know. And reply. Judy in Arizona says, thank you very much. These are both for the promo video that came out this morning. Thank you very, very, very much. Oh, thank you very, very, very much. You are very, very, very welcome. You are very, very, very welcome. You are. Fudge. You. Very, very, very welcome. It only takes a couple of minutes fighting with it to get exactly what I need, so I'll accept that. The hassle has arrived. That was just a promo. No way. That was just it was a promo. Judy says, I forgot to say great job on the promo. Thank you, Judy. The hassle has arrived. We'll morph this into a personalization thingy. Moose Knuckle has arrived. What's your secret, Bill? Are you a lizard person? I knew it. If I am, I don't know it yet. Maybe I will come to a realization, as did Jojo Lee Kuta, or whatever her name is. You're very welcome, Judy in Arizona. Little Robert Ducky 2, long-time subscriber, says that was very interesting. I guess, thank you. From 9 hours ago. Brendan Bentley. Wait, do we know Judy in Arizona? Let's find out. Copy that. For those of you who arrived a little bit late, we're also going to be challenging a copyright claim right here. I know it's a false claim, and we're going to challenge this. We're going to find out what set their flag off, and you'll see all the details of how to challenge and win a copyright claim on YouTube. That's coming up. But first, do we know Judy in Arizona? I think so. Beaver has arrived. Welcome, Beaver 3533. 3533. D. Hessel can't wait to see the full episode. He was in Okinawa for 2 years and change. Wow. Fleet 148 is here. Welcome, Fleet. We got a lot of interesting stuff going on this evening, including a copyright challenge. Have we ever spoken with Judy in Arizona? I think yes. No. Let's solicit. By the way, how about subscribing to the channel? 9 viewers already. Yeah, Judy, they must know I'll come on at 9 p.m. Eastern on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Brandon Bentley, love these stories and your dedication to the fans of your channel. When a new story is posted, it's coffee and story time. Thank you, Brandon Bentley. You're an awesome viewer. Looks like I don't have to solicit him for a subscription. Looks like he already is subscribed. But let's make sure. I don't want to insult him. Come on, paste. I don't want to insult him by, he says, love these stories and your dedication. When a new story is posted, it's coffee and story time. Yeah, but do you want to subscribe, please? I know he's subscribed already. Either that or he watches so much that it's what they call a de facto subscription. It comes up just because you are still watching it. And he's an awesome viewer. St. L. Mikey. Brother Bill, he says. St. L. Mikey. St. L. Mikey. Brother Bill. No. What can I say to that? Cheers. Melissa Gerber sounds new. She says a grad student who was in Iowa State University Pagan Club described her unit's experience at one of Saddam Hussein's palaces. She and the other psychically opened personnel had an awful time there. They weren't ghosts, at least none that they saw. But the psychic atmosphere from the former victims and their torture was hideous. The only neutral place they could find was a courtyard, surrounded by huge, dead grapevines. Now that's a story. Thank you for sharing part of your life with us, Melissa. And since you seem to be new, we may also solicit you for a subscription. Okay, thank you for... Thank you for sharing your personal story. Experience. Yeah, the dragon works good now. I have to admit it. It's back to normal. Thank goodness. Takahama Olsen 2 says, hi, Bill. Hi, all. Everyone at Twitch says hi. Everyone on Twitch says hello. Everyone on says hello. I'll accept that. Go back down. Keeps expanding for some reason. Fleet says, Bill, there's a full rabbit hole of mysterious patents available on Google Records. Might be worth checking out. That's a good idea. I'm going to copy that idea. You will see a flash. Thank you, Fleet 148. And then I will thank Takahama Olsen too. Removing the second exclamation point so I don't look like a total gibbering idiot. Period. And only 2 more comments to handle. And then watch some interesting stuff. We're going to challenge a copyright claim. Let's take a look at it right here. Ineligible for monetization. This video cannot be monetized. In addition, I think they made it private for some reason. And it might have been me that made it private. So we'll see once we'll see. How did anyone see it? if it was private, how did anyone see it to see if there was a copyright claim on it? That's not right. And of course, we will get to next Saturday's show based upon the subjects we were collecting yesterday. One of them. Based upon one of them. We have to pick one from among about 30 topics. Pick the single one that will give us the best draw of viewers and accolades next Saturday night. Moose Knuckles says, grab your torches and pitchforks for the copyright claim. Oh, I got it down to a science. You will not be disappointed. And that's coming up right now, isn't it? I think it is. Oh, after 2 comments. Janet for America says, hi, Bill. Great story. Nice to see a shorter vid. She's a public subscriber here. I am often asleep at night when you do your live streams. Okay. Let me copy that, see if we have conversed before with Janet. Filter all comments for Janet. This keeps swinging down at me. Gotta change this. I took this to work with me today, my last computer client. I go like this. Okay, good. Is that better? That's a little better. That's a little better. We did talk to her 11 days ago. Okay, did a great story. Nice to see you short of her. Often asleep when you live streams. I already said awesome viewer. What's my second compliment look like for this subscriber, for this public subscriber? No. Whoops. Where's the possibilities? Okay. I could just say thank you. I'm so glad you enjoy the videos. And let's do, she has 3 emojis there. She has 3 emoticons there. Let me put 3 in here. My favorite 3, probably. And then we're going to look at, right before we go to challenging that copyright claim, we're going to take a look at Fleet's link at Google Patents. And, oh yeah. Favorites are definitely the butterflies in there. And, I guess I could do heart. Heart in the middle. And finally, the last comment, Smile a While says, just listening in on Twitch. I think the show possibility with you and the missus would be a hoot. I vote yay. Thank you. And while the sample size is small, comma, you are the only first person to have expressed an opinion. An opinion. 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 Looking good. I don't know why it erases everything else. Thank you. Smile a while. And though these sample sizes small, you are the, oh, well, maybe I spoke too fast. You are the first person to have expressed an opinion. And last comment answered. And very thirsty. And Fleet's link. Beaver subscribe with Prime. Thank you, Beaver. By the way, if any of you guys have Prime out there, you can subscribe with Prime for free. It helps out, and it helps out the channel monetarily. So that would be great. If you guys got Prime and have not yet subscribed here on Twitch. Good evening, Makes It Fit. We're about to visit a link to a weird Google patent that Fleet 148 has found. And very thirsty. Walking through walls training system. This invention is a training system which enables a human being to acquire sufficient hyperspace energy in order to pull the body out of dimension so that the person can walk through solid objects, such as wooden doors. Brief summary of the invention. Thank you, Fleet 148, for your subscription. I need sustenance. Actually, I need liquids. This invention is a training system. Background of the invention. A human being is a hyperspace energy being living in a physical container of body that is comprised of 67% water. I think we're a lot more than 67% water, but that may be true. This high percentage of water makes this invention possible. Referring to Figure 1, the hyperspace energy being received... The hyperspace energy being receives energy from our dimension through 7 vortices that run the length of the body. Each vortex connects to a separate hyperspace dimension, having its own particular frequency. This arrangement allows for the development of 7 modular energy components, corresponding to mind, spiritual eye, voice, body, abdomen, plasma energy ball, battery, and ground connection. Training method for a person, comprising the steps of generating an audible signal. Wow, they even have mathematics in here. Researching the historical records. A humble black Catholic Dominican friar of the Santo Rosario convent by the name of San Martin de Porres, living in Peru in the 1500s, also developed this ability to walk through doors. For his beatification, many witnesses came forward to recount his extraordinary abilities. For example, a witness who worked in the convent went to the cell of San Martin to ask for something to eat. When he reached the cell, he saw San Martin leaving with some medications, apparently to heal someone sick. The witness waited by the open door of the cell for his return. After having waited a while without being distracted by anything else, he saw said venerable brother Fray Martin come out from his cell, from the inside, and call him by name. The witness was terrified, not understanding how he had gotten back into the room. It says some woman gave him a statue. Where's that story? Let's search for statue. Control F. Statue. Referring to the statue in figure 3. The woman who gave me the statue. Where's the statue shown? Figure 3. Here's figure 3, I guess. No, it's figure 2. Oh, we gotta go back. Figure 3. Oh, there's a statue of San Martin. The woman who gave me the statue told me he would walk miles and miles each day to visit the poor. The task of walking means there is velocity involved. Because the body has mass, then there is a mass times velocity or momentum involved in this ability. Notice also that the statue shows him walking with his right arm crossed over his left arm in the form of an X. Right arm, left arm. I guess. Can we see that closer? His right arm over his left arm. Well, I see the crucifix, which I imagine he's holding. It looks actually like there's a bit of left clothing covering a bit of right clothing. So I would say the opposite, perhaps. I don't know. I don't have the statue. Would be better if they had a better it would be better for a higher resolution picture of the statue. Beaver says start on 1220. Makes it fit says that is kind of weird. Good find. Fleet says the guy who made this invention, John St. Clair, has a list of interesting patents. Makes it fit says reminds me of men who stare at goats. Mind over matter stuff. And we have another link from Fleet. Let's check it out. John St. Clair. Litigation activity. Isn't that interesting? 6 cases of litigation in 2002. 2 cases in 2003. 2 cases in 2005. John St. Clair, Hyperspace Research Institute. 52 Kings Court, 4A. San Juan, Puerto Rico. 00911. What? No phone number? We could call him. Very interesting. Okay. Here is the copyright claim. See details of the copyright claim. Dark is coming. Elemental conductor. Veto cannot be monetized. Monetized in some territories. Select action. Fleet says click on dockets. 18 of them. Water energy generator. Magnetic monopole spacecraft. Permanent magnet propulsion system. Electric dipole moment propulsion system. Remote viewing amplifier. Remote viewing. Full body teleportation system. Internet accessible mailbox system. Electric dipole spacecraft. Walking through walls training system. Hyperspace energy generator. Cavitating oil hyperspace energy generator. Hyperspace torque generator. Rotor inductance propulsion system. Electric dipole moment propulsion system. Rotating electrostatic propulsion system. Bobbin electromagnetic field propulsion vehicle. Magnetic vortex wormhole generator. And here's a court case. Illinois Central District Court. Wow. St. Clair versus the Laidlaw Waste System. John St. Clair bringing the lawsuit. Very interesting. Wonder what his fight with the man was about. He was represented. No, wait. Plaintiff, Laidlaw Systems defendant. Represented by unknown firm. And there's phone numbers for his lawyers. Defendant, the Laidlaw Waste System. Nature of suit, Civil Rights Employment. Americans with Disabilities Act. Way to go, buddy. Judgment. In a civil case entered, dismissing the case with prejudice. Each party to bear its own costs. The case, however, is subject to being reopened by either party within 35 days if settlement is not consummated. I'll say they dismissed with prejudice to settle out of court, which is good news. The court retains jurisdiction to enforce compliance with the settlement contract. All right. Now let's see. This is the same song that they got me before. Let's listen to that. A very short portion of it. Good ending to that video. That is the same one I was doing before, but we're going to triple check. So I keep all of my copyright disputes in the same place, in the same text file, as a matter of fact. That is a text file probably called copyright claim disputes. There it is. And it's all in this text file right here. And we're just going to go here, make sure this is the same song I was contesting before. And play. Same song. I'm just going to copy the text from my most recent dispute, which says, I have a license to use this content. This is a song entitled Persephone by Hans Adam. Copyright 2015, and it is licensed to me under a Creative Commons Attribution License 3.0. I complied with all terms of the license, including the appropriate attribution in the credits listed for this video. My source for this song, along with the terms of its license, can be found at the link we just visited. I request that you release the copyright claim for this content. Thank you for your kind attention to this matter. So we copy that whole thing, which I've already done on 3 other videos for this song, because it appears in 3 other videos. And once that is copied, we can X out of here. Go back to dispute. Select action. Dispute. My dispute isn't based on any of the reasons stated above. Select the main reason you're disputing this claim. I have permission or a license to use the content claimed in my video. I have permission to use the content from the copyright owner. By way of license, yes. Please include your license information below. There it is. You just saw me copy it, and there it is, cut and pasted. Thank you for your kind attention to this matter. Please review the statements below and check the boxes to agree. Number 1, my video does not infringe on anyone's copyright. Number 2, I understand that the claimant will be able to review my video and my dispute rationale. And number 3, I understand that filing fraudulent disputes may result in termination of my YouTube account. Sign your full legal name. And there it is. And submit. Dispute submitted. Disputes will be sent to the claimant for review. YouTube does not review Content ID disputes. The claimant now has 30 days to review your dispute. We'll send you an email to let you know the outcome. And if they don't deny the claim within 30 days, then I win. Which is a good system, if you ask me. And then when we go back, I'm not sure why I hid that 6-hour one. Let's see. We can close out now. Dispute under review, submitted May 25th. On behalf of Elemental Conductor, huh? Dark is coming, Elemental Conductor. We should look that up and see what that sounds like. He probably used the same Creative Commons song as the bass for his song. Let's find out. It says Dark is coming, Elemental Conductor. Let's see if we can find that. Let's say on YouTube. See what they claim I stole. Dark is coming, Elemental Conductor. 6 views. They use Creative Commons, then they pretend they have the right to copyright it, which they don't. It's Creative Commons 3.0. You have to share it as well. You cannot copyright it and say no one else can use it. Okay, let's go listen. He slowed it down a little bit. He slowed down the tempo. Fleet says the tight copyright laws are ruining YouTube. Sounds like they have a different vocalist recording the words. And he didn't even come up with those words, this Elemental Conductor. He just took the Creative Commons song and he copyrighted it like a freaking idiot. And that's why comments are turned off here. Because you got people coming to him saying, what the hell are you doing? This is Creative Commons. For the same license that you use this, you have to let other people use it. Endangered Moose Knuckle says Google ruined YouTube. Yeah, no doubt. And Alphabet ruined Google, says Fleet. Well, Alphabet is the official name of the Google company, really. Alphabet equals Google, I would say. Google ruined Google. So that's been challenged. Let me show you what we have so far for challenges. Okay, video. I guess it was private. I guess I made it private. I don't know how they get to comb private videos for copyright content, though. If it's private, no one else can see it but you. That doesn't sound too right to me. But so the nickels and dimes I'm making from this video are going to be in escrow until the copyright claim is settled. And you better believe that if I'm making this copyright claim and he has those comments turned off on his video because he doesn't want to take any more shit for people that got screwed over by his decision to try to copyright something that's not copyrightable. Well, there's not only me that's doing this. They're getting hundreds of other people probably saying, no. I have a license to use this. And so I expect mine to be cleared up. even though they're not in a big hurry about it. Here's the one for 6, and I also have one for the 12-hour stories. Right here, these 3 right here in the bottom are all in escrow on the same song. And these I had to submit it. Let me see when I submitted this. Learn more. In dispute, learn more. When did I submit that? That doesn't tell me more. Give me a date. Copyright claim. See details. This is May 6th. So only about 11 more days. And if they haven't taken any action, this resolves in my favor. See, same song. Dark is Coming. Elemental Conductor. Same in all these 4 videos. Verpine says, have to worry when Alphabet removed their motto, don't be evil. Yeah. What's his name had a good comment about that. Anybody, to the effect of it, anyone can say don't be evil. It doesn't mean they're not evil. And now, we're going to choose from among about 30 or so topics what we're going to do next Saturday. Let's check out those topics. These are from yesterday, you guys may recall. Anyway, here's all my, before we do that, here's all my disputes for the past. Some of these are duplicates like this one. I'd use it for 4 different videos, but I only need 1 paragraph. I don't put 4 paragraphs there, I just put 1 paragraph. That's all I need to keep a record of. So these are the number of disputes I've successfully won in the past. I've never lost a dispute, not 1. I've lost 0 disputes. And these are all I've submitted so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. 27. So 27. And some of them, like I say, it's probably more than 27 because some I use more than once. It used to take me a long time to get it together, but not anymore. I just plug in. I go to the video, I find the name of the song. And you guys know I have full credits at the end of all my old videos. Those are also in text version. So I copy and paste the names of the song into here and the artist and the year it was copyright. It's always the same license, so I don't have to change this. It's always Creative Commons 3. And then the only other thing I have to plug in is right here. The where the license can be found and where the content can be found, which is the same place in this case. And that's the proof. Okay, on to the topic for next Saturday's show. Move. I'm really going to have to fix that. I have to shim that. And that's going to be at Slate. And it's going to be under video sourced. And how many do we have here? Huh. Only 16 items, I guess. You have to choose from one of these. Some are my older ones. And some we did yesterday. Maybe I should do runoffs between these. 32 is, I could do runoffs between these. Let's do that. In fact, let's get a picture of it, print out the picture, and do a runoff between all these titles. Or could I do it on the screen or in my head? I probably couldn't do it in my head. I'm going to do it picture-wise. So let's get a picture. You'll see a flash. Let me show you what happens when you see a flash. Let's go get that picture. It might be here. No. Here. No. Here. No. Downloads. Screenshots. There they are. And here's where all those flashes of light go to. I got a few. It takes a while to load them. Here's the most recent one. Let's trim out. We'll have a runoff, like, what do you call it? It's a runoff, right? A runoff election. Excuse me. Go right there on that one. And rotate 180. And here. And rotate 180. Go rotate 90. And print preview. No. No. Page setup. Portrait, please. Okay. Print that. Oh. I use the well, forget what you call it. The part of the printer where the paper comes out and it rests on that little part, the flippy door there. I use that to hang my headphones normally. So usually I forget I'm printing and it runs right into the headphones. Okay, here it is. First, we will run off brief history of time travel with Who is the Magdalene? And that's the elimination of time travel because we did that very recently. So we'll circle Magdalene. Then we have a runoff between Portals to Hell and We're Living in 12 Monkeys. Again, yesterday's idea is much better than the old idea. Endangered says, if you ever want to do an episode on mysterious flight disappearances, let me know. I research them in my spare time and can rattle off any info you might need pretty quickly. Wow, thanks for the offer. Mysterious flight disappearances. Yeah, why don't you put together a show for me with my readings and my videos, bud? And then we'll just do your whole creation. How does that sound? No problem if you're not down with it. That's cool. And we're going to run Diabolical Dealings with the Devil against UFO Theories. Diabolical Dealings with the Devil against UFO Theories. Now, that's close. That's very close. Oh, my God. That's so close. Which is probably more commercial. Probably the UFO Theories. Devil is out of here. 5 mythical places that might actually exist versus these YouTubers are pretending they're dying. I'm going to cross out the YouTubers and select mythical places. Devil worship exposing Satan's underground versus the strange case of George and Willie Muse. And that was the circus freak case. That looked kind of interesting. So I think I would take circus freaks over Satan's underground. Do woolly mammoths still exist? And of course, that would include other stuff. Does this still exist? Does that still exist? Versus the majesty and the mystery of crop circles. Majesty and mystery, huh? Crop circles are old, so I think woolly mammoths is going to move up in this case. Only two more runoffs in this in this part of the league. ETs from planet Era. They're currently orbiting Earth. Versus strange blob kills thousands of people. That's really hard too. I would rather do strange blob killing thousands of people, or different blobs, around the world killing people and doing other things, rather than ETs from the planet Era. However, ETs from the planet Era is more popular, so I'm going to have to select ETs from the planet Era. And our last runoff on this level. Medieval UFOs versus the Kandahar Giant. That's an easy one. We did medieval UFOs very recently. We'll pick Kandahar Giant for that one. Okay. Stage 2 of the league. 5 mythical places that might actually exist versus who was the Magdalene? I like who was the Magdalene better, actually. So, off here, on here. Next match. Do woolly mammoths still exist? Versus the strange case of the circus freaks. Woolly mammoths. I'm going to have to go with circus freaks. Actually, I pitched him against the wrong opponent, but that's okay. Everyone will get their chance. Then ETs from the planet Era versus We're Living in 12 Monkeys. Another really hard one. Living in 12 Monkeys. I mean, there's some really good ideas here. Living in 12 Monkeys versus the ETs from planet Era. We're Living in 12 Monkeys. Wow. I'm gonna have to pick monkeys. I'm gonna have to go with monkeys, which I shouldn't. The ETs would be a bigger draw, but sometimes you gotta go with your gut. And the last pairing on this level is the Kandahar Giant versus UFO theories. Again, UFO would be more commercial. But Kandahar Giant, we could mix that with other stories from Afghanistan and the military. But we've done military stories recently. So in that case, I'm going to have to go to UFO theories, actually. Kandahar Giant is out of there. UFO theories. Okay, next to last level. We have 4 in this level. Got to catch up on my comments. And Deja Moose Knuckle says, I don't have your presentation skills, Bill. Well, I would be presenting it. I just would need you to find me 8 videos and 8 readings on the topic. Fleet 148 says, how many articles or videos do you usually need for a presentation? 8 videos, because in a 2-hour show, there's 8 15-minute blocks. 8 videos, 8 readings from the internet. Makes It Fit says a template for featured viewer-created content could ease the process. This is true. Judy says, Blobs I like. Yeah, Blobs is great. Blobs is great. And that's coming up. I'm keeping this list. That will be coming up. This is just for next Saturday. Makes It Fit. I couldn't tell if he was serious or being sarcastic. I am totally, in Deja Moose Knuckle, I am totally serious. You see me do the drill. First, I look for Creative Commons videos, And then I look for the fair use videos with very few subscribers. And that's all you have to know for the videos. For the readings, just spooky readings on the topic, basically, right? I like sometimes to have the reading foreshadow the video that follows it. And sometimes at the very end, I like to put a joke video in instead of a serious video, which is also tangentially related to the topic. You watch me. No, I was serious. Makes It Fit says the offer is still awesome. Yes, this offer is open to anybody, my friends. Fleet 148 says monkeys are in season. Makes It Fit says that road blob was freaky. No doubt. Next to last runoffs. The strange case of the circus freaks versus Who Was the Magdalene? I gotta go with Who Was the Magdalene on that one. And UFO theories versus We're Living in 12 Monkeys. I gotta stay with 12 Monkeys on that one. Final tier. We're down to just 2. Endangered Moose Knuckle says, got it. I'll dig into it. Excellent. We're Living in 12 Monkeys versus Who Was the Magdalene? Yeah, I'm going to have to choose the Magdalene for that. Looks like next Saturday's show is going to be Who Was the Magdalene? Let's see where we got that from, shall we? Judy says, the Magdalene sounds more interesting. Chrome, I guess. Oh. Whose was that? Who was the Magdalene? That's Creator Studio. Why does it say that? What's going on? Here it is. Oh, come on. I just saw it there. Who was the Magdalene? Let's search for it. Copy that. Let's go to YouTube. Where's the search? Here it is. Who was the Magdalene? Gotta take out the crap they put in it. All right, let's do it. Well, that was Esoteric Atlanta. Okay, good stuff. Let's check out a little bit of hers.
everybody. Today we are actually going to be starting a new series. This series is going to go or try to go deeper into the teachings and the person that we know as Mary Magdalene. In my personal life, this has been a subject that I have spiritually, emotionally, and mentally been trying to process. Who was the Magdalene? Who is the Magdalene? Understanding that a lot of this great awakening that we're in right now is the return of the divine feminine, not in a way that outshines the divine masculine, but in a way that matches the divine masculine. I know that this subject will be hard for a lot of fundamentalist Christians to get into. The brainwashing and the control from the church is very heavy and very real. But at this point in our awakening, especially since what we're going through is mostly spiritual, and in fact, basically it's all spiritual, all the corruption, everything goes back to this idea of our own spiritual ascension. And when we start to untangle all the cobwebs of mind control and corruption, we have to understand that the Magdalene is a huge part of that, and that both her and Yahshua were the Christ. They were the Christ consciousness. They were the divine feminine. They were the divine masculine together. More and more has come out about the truth of who Mary Magdalene really was. For example, we know that she probably wasn't actually from Magdala. I'm not 100% sure on all of this. This is mostly just speculation through my own research. And as far as her roots and her origins, I will probably reveal that research at a later date when I have more concrete information on who Mary Magdalene really was, where she really came from. We understand that Mary Magdalene herself was probably blue-eyed and fair-skinned and fair-haired, which is interesting because we often think about the Middle East, people being darker. We know that Yahshua himself was darker, but the fact that the Magdalene was more Anglican-looking is very interesting to me. This brings me back to a lot of my theories that Mary Magdalene was actually Greek, coming through the Ptolemy line of Egypt, which again, I will present that when I have a better understanding myself of what I have found regarding her actual lineage. Now, if you've been on this channel for a while, you know that one of the very first missing books of the Bible that we read was the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, which is considered to be a Gnostic gospel. Now, the Gnostics, again, were the original Christians. They were the Essenes. They were the children of light. And they believed more in this idea of gnosis, or inner knowledge, which really does mirror the teachings of Yahshua and the Magdalene.
The Magdalene, huh? I'd like to say Magdalene. Now let's catch up on these comments. 103 degrees today for Makes It Fit, and it's not even June. Makes It Fit lives in California. Judy says, dang, and I thought Georgia weather was bad. Makes It Fit says, gonna get really melty this year. Judy agrees. It was extremely humid down in Georgia today. Sticky is the worst, says Makes It Fit. And Judy agrees. Okay, so, who was Mary Magdalene? This is a Creative Commons video. It's too bad there's no person here. We're not going to be able to use this, because there's no person talking. It's a shame, too, because she always does Creative Commons. 104 degrees where Beaver is. Ouch. This Makes It Fit. I was trudging along today. My car broke down today. I drove into town to service my last computer client. Since I started YouTube, I only retained one computer client I had in my old business. I broke down 5 minutes away from his place of business. I called him. He came, picked me up. I said, let's do the work first. We did the work. I went back. The car had cooled down. It was an engine temperature problem where the heat gauge was pegged. It was maxed out and pegged. And I was getting the red light for engines overheating. I opened up the engine compartment, and there was antifreeze all over the place. The reservoir was empty. So fortunately, I had 3/4 of a gallon in the trunk, which enabled me to drive the 6 blocks I needed to go to get to my regular mechanic. So I dropped the car off there. I took my first Uber drive ever today. It was very pleasant. It was very economical. And I am now a believer in Uber and Lyft. Although if you see a good price on Lyft, you better jump on it because the prices there change from minute to minute. While I was thinking of whether I wanted the $23 one or the $25 one, while I was thinking about it, if I wanted to spend $2 more to get, I don't know why. I guess one of them you had to wait for a little bit longer, the cheaper one. And while I was deciding that, they both increased more than $10 in price. So I went back to the Uber app and paid about $25 to get home. Burping says, when I visited Singapore, I was warned by a friend that everything's 100 degrees there. 100 degrees temperature, 100 degrees humidity, and a $100 bill. Whatever that, everything costs a $100 bill. Very nice. Let's find some, let's get rid of all this other crap first. Well, we open this let's move this to a new window. There we go. We'll reduce that. And yeah, we can't use this because she doesn't appear in the video. What a shame. How many views does she have on this video? Less than 2K. Oh, wait. Who was the Magdalene part 2? She has 15K views. Oh, she has 15K views on this too. That's good. That's respectable. And in part 2, she appears personally. Why I could kiss a copt. We can't half-ass death. The first power is darkness. Okay.
We know that Mary Magdalene was not a sex worker. And we're learning that she most likely was not from Magdala, as we have been told. We were taught that her name...
Oh, sounds good. Sounds good. So this will be one of our 5 minutes, and maybe more if we have trouble finding stuff. As a matter of fact, let's see, 8 videos times 5 minutes is 40 minutes. We could do everything from this video right here. We may just do that. That means I'm going to have to vet it. And so as to keep you guys in suspense, I'm not going to vet it here. So if we do use this, well, let's look for other videos first. See if there is anything else out there. And then we'll look for the readings. So we can remove all of these. Duplicate this. Switch spaces here. Who was Mary Magdalene? Leave that and go. Later, D. Hassel. Thanks for stopping by. And let's go Creative Commons first. One year ago, another one. The Gospel of Mary Magdalene. Ah, we could do that too. That's a good idea. Let's open that in a new tab. The Magdalene Manuscript, Part 5. Really? Oh, this is the same lady. The Ritual of Sex Magic. Same lady, same lady. Wow, she has a lot of stuff about the Magdalene. Here we go. Who was Mary Magdalene? Check that out. What do historians say about Mary Magdalene? Interesting. How many women have you believed are Mary Magdalene? Mary Magdalene on accepting memories of her first century life. All 5 minutes, and we have a Creative Commons reincarnation here. Six years. It doesn't say part 1 or part 2, but they're two different channels here. How do you, Mary Luck, know you are Mary Magdalene? I'll bite. How do you know you are Mary Magdalene? The three Marys. In the footsteps of Mary Magdalene. And her travels to Alexandria, huh? Are you, Mary Luck, claiming to be Mary Magdalene? The Gospel of Mary Magdalene, excellent. Oh, it's the whole thing in under 10 minutes, I think. The whole thing in under 10 minutes. Excellent. What's the deal with Jesus and Mary Magdalene at Parkside Church? Some people claim that the wedding at Cana was between Jesus and Mary Magdalene because Jesus got to choose the wine, and who would choose the wine except for the groom? Let's take a look at that. Why do you have to say you are Mary Magdalene even if you are? The great penitent. Mary Magdalene plastic surgery YouTube. social media star says there is no endpoint. Here's another one. Hour long, though. There might be some kernels of good stuff in there. Rodin's Christ and Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene. Don't you believe you are Mary Magdalene because of spirit influence? Oh, I've run out of juice. I must obtain some spirits. I only have 2 cans of spirits left.
Have you considered that you believe you are Mary Magdalene because of spirit influence? You claim that you are Mary Magdalene. Is it possible that you are channeling another spirit who claims she is Mary Magdalene? And are you attributing that connection to your identity?
Okay, this is a common question that I've received over the years. And the answer is yes. I have considered that maybe a spirit is influencing me into believing that I'm someone that I'm not. Maybe that the experiences that I was having somehow could be attributed to a spirit. I've certainly considered that. I've resolved that it's not true for a number of reasons. The first is probably that I am a spirit medium, and I can differentiate between the emotions of a spirit and my own emotions. And as we've discussed in previous questions, a lot of my knowledge of who I am comes from the experience of my emotions, the allowance of my emotions and my memories associated with them. So I've had these experiences that are emotional. I also have this deep sense that I am Mary Magdalene. So I've considered, could a spirit be giving me these emotions or this sense in some way? So the first thing was that I have come to have a very strong sense of when I'm feeling my own emotions and when I'm feeling a spirit's emotions. And just for the benefit of the audience, it is very common for spirits to influence people on Earth, especially in certain situations when we don't...
Okay. Maybe in a very limited quantity, and to answering a better question, she might be presentable. Mary Magdalene, God's daughter in love. How many women have you tried to convince they are Mary Magdalene? St. Mary Magdalene Church in Rusper. Mary Magdalene by Palomini after Tintoretto. There's also that's a model named Mary Magdalene, I guess. Okay, I think we pretty much exhausted our Creative Commons. Let's go to fair use. And sort by view count. And go to the bottom. Excellent. There's lots of them. $22,000 views. 15,000 views. 11,000 views. 9. 7. 5. 4. 3,000 views. Still 3,000. 2,000 views. 1,000 views. 1,000. 800. 600. 400. 3. 2. Still 200. 161. 134. 108. 77 views. 63 views. 53. 41. 8 views. 1 view. No views. No more results. Hello, Bad Wolf. King of 66. We're doing next Saturday's show, the videos for next Saturday's show. Who was Mary Magdalene? Okay, let's page up and get some various fodder. Foreign language. Lots of channels down here to do with Mary. Music. Knight Templar music. The St. Mary Magdalene live stream. 3 subscribers, 2 videos. Bad Wolf with the Monty Python quote. Oh my goodness, we're not doing that one. The story of Mary Magdalene, 5.5 minutes. Joyce Eigelhart at Mount Zion United Methodist Church of Finksburg, Maryland. Just a few days ago, 13 days ago, in 2022. I'll take a look at that. Uploaded yesterday, no views. Well, we'll change that. An autobiography of Mary Magdalene. An autobiography means you write it about yourself, right? Right? Yeah. Autobiography. So, what? Woman of the Bible series. My own song. It's called Jesus Make Me Your Mary Magdalene. 1 minute long. Rebecca Harper. Bad Wolf says she must still be alive. Good one, Bad Wolf. The St. Mary Magdalene Band. I'd like to hear that, I guess. Depends on what they're playing. It might be copyright. I guess I'll skip it. I don't need any more copyright stuff. The Da Vinci Code. Mary Magdalene gives birth to Jesus' child. Shout out to St. Mary Magdalene School. The Magdalene Show by Mary Magdalene. This video is based on fashion. Watch it and you will never look down on yourself. That would be nice. Everyone is waiting for Jesus to come back. Every Bad Wolf says everyone's waiting for Jesus' comeback tour. Catholic Mass. Mary Magdalene Dance It Off Thursdays, 6 views. It's Thursday and we dance it off to Ephesians. Ephesians 4 verses 22 to 24. That's got to be it's a short. No shorts. My policy is no shorts. If it's a short, you know it's because instead of a time, it has this little red letter S here. Introduction and Channelings with Mary Magdalene at Susan's Healing Channel. I think maybe not. Christ speaks to Mary Magdalene. New music. Music we don't need. Why did Mary Magdalene not recognize the risen Christ? That'd be interesting to find out, but it's really outside of the topic. Live stream from Mary Magdalene Church. Mysteries of Mary Magdalene. Yeah. Take a look at that later, shortly, tonight. Bible study. Bad Wolf says, how was your day? If you're asking me, since my car broke down. Interesting. It was an interesting day. My 2004 Buick LeSabre. Overheated. And pegged 100% on the temperature gauge. So I got it to my garage. My mechanic. Easter soliloquy as Mary. Okay, I'm interested. Next. We will see that in a second. Magdalene's redemption. The resurrection of Mary Magdalene. It's just so crazy. It sounds just so crazy. What is it? It sounds so crazy. It just might work. We'll take a look at that. Say what? Instrumental music. The Da Vinci Code movie mentions Mary. Yes, as the father of Christ's child. The mother of Christ's child holds the Da Vinci Code. Visiting Mary Magdalene in heaven. In fact, there he is in heaven right now. Gospel of John. Rome's Scarlet Woman, Acca Larentia / Mary Magdalene. Yeah, that looks interesting. Check that out momentarily. Adolf says you could do a video on near-death experiences. That's a good idea. That's a real good idea. I'm going to copy that. You'll see a flash. Thank you to the bad wolf. The big bad wolf. Embracing the feminine Christ. Judy agrees that is a good topic. Redeemed by Yeshua. From Lilith to Mary Magdalene. St. Mary Magdalene basketball. Experience at the tomb. Could ancient texts preserved in the sands of Egypt shed light on the nature of Mary's relationship to Jesus? That sounds really good. Let's open that in a new tab and we'll see that shortly. Or preview that shortly. Intention behind the other goddess. Mary Magdalene / Isis / Eros. Bad wolf for the sacrilegious joke. Did we lose all our viewers? No, we're doing good on viewers. Okay, good. That was funny, says Bad Wolf. Yeah. That was a good one. All right, back to the drawing board. Right here, right? Where was it? Is it here? Why am I at the top already? Why are we at the top already? What? We weren't at the top. Where were we? Was Mary Magdalene a prostitute? Not in the Bible. That looks interesting. That was a good one. Love me some Key and Peele, yeah. Then he went out to do Twilight Zone. That was pretty good. And the other one, I forget what the name of the other one was, which is probably a little bit better. Twilight Zone-esque one. Okay, let's go up here. Up, up, up. From lost to found. From a live channeling, Mary Magdalene answers an audience question. Okay, I'll take a look at that. Bad Wolf says, are you religious? I'm a Catholic. Why is the Mary Magdalene gospel ignored? That's a long one, though. Huh. I'll maybe take a look at it. My last libation, hopefully for a long time. Well, I bet I lost some pounds today, though. I had to walk everywhere. Oh, no. After I took my car to the garage, I had to walk everywhere with my computer tools on my back, my laptop strapped to my chest, and then I had an attendant shopping bag that I carried this thing, and I take this when I visit my last client, so I don't have to click the mouse when I'm helping them out there. It comes out of the thing. Fairly easy to transport. Was Mary Magdalene a prostitute? I'll take a look at that. I'd like to see some controversial stuff. Stuff you don't normally hear. Stuff that makes you think. Is the Virgin Mary Mary Magdalene? By Coded History. 5 minutes, I'll take a look at that. Never heard of that theory. Bad Wolf says, I was christened Catholic also, but stopped going to church when I was 4, I think. Everything is so far apart in America. I feel closest to God when I'm doing a Bible study, critical Bible study, which does not mean you criticize the Bible. It just means use the Bible as a means to determine what actually happened in history. And when I do that, is when I feel the closest to God myself. And it's a great feeling. How to pronounce Mary Magdalene? Let's find out. Bad Wolf says, Mary needs to see Dr. Phil about her work. How to pronounce?
Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene.
Mary Magdalene. That's what I said. And the Magdalene. Or the Magdalene. Excuse me. Archaeologists make significant 2,000-year-old find at the birthplace of Mary Magdalene. 4 minutes. Love to see that. And we will shortly. Transcription of ancient manuscripts suggest Jesus married Mary Magdalene and had 2 children. Definitely want to hear about that. Magdala, the home of Mary Magdalene. How long is that? 7 minutes. I'd like to see that. The Magdalene. Secret messages in the Gnostic Gospel of Mary Magdalene. Where's that? There it is. 5 minutes exactly. Secret messages, huh? Okay, I'll wait. We'll see it in a moment. Christmas services. Teachings of Mary Magdalene. Okay. It's a good length. It's quiet in the chat tonight, says Bad Wolf. People are transfixed by the Spirit. We probably have enough videos to start looking. Who really was? Let's check that out. Oh, it's a short. No shorts. You can't tell someone who really was anybody in less than a minute. Had the Inquisition seen Mary Magdalene in every witch they burned, the 13th element, the existential shift. Book a shift talk, commonly known as a satsang, a gathering with me and your audience, healing sessions on stage, and spiritual something. Mary Magdalene and Jesus Mystery Revealed. Bad Wolf with another joke. The transcripts of Mary Magdalene. Every year for 3 years, Judy Sartori visited La Sainte-Baume in Provence, France, which is said to be the place Mary ... Mary went to France? Only 3 minutes, though. Jesus married. That looks intriguing. We'll check that out shortly. Jesus delivers Mary Magdalene. Jesus' relationship with Mary Magdalene intimate as Lost Gospel sheds light on the Bible. We got to see that. There's some good ones coming up. We got some good titles here that will appeal to our audience. Did Jesus marry Mary Magdalene? Good length. Check out that one as well. No. Not yet. Be patient. Mother Humper. Go forward then. Now duplicate. And then go back. Didn't want to miss that one. And we lost everything, of course. Okay, I guess that's a good cutting off point. Let's get a marker here. We'll select some stuff that looks good. All right. First, let's vet this one.
One of the most controversial conspiracy theories of all time is the one referring to the mythical Christian figure of Jesus. According to some of the greatest conspiracies, the gospel story is an artificial work.
Computer voice. We don't do that. Archaeologists make significant 2,000-year-old find at the birthplace of Mary Magdalene. Beaver asked, did you ever check out the Jesus in Japan theory? No, but that sounds like a good topic. You'll see a flash, and I'll get that right now. Thank you, Beaver.
Archaeologists were stunned to unearth the remains of a 2,000-year-old synagogue in the birthplace of Mary.
Computer freaking voice. Transcription of ancient manuscripts suggests Jesus married Mary Magdalene and had 2 children.
An ancient manuscript unearthed at the British Library and dating back nearly 1,500 years says that Jesus married Mary Magdalene and had 2 children, with their names and descendants reportedly given in detail in the text. The Church of England has dismissed the claims, saying it is closer to the fictional Da Vinci Code than historical accounts. The so-called Lost Gospel, which has been translated from Aramaic by Professor of Religious Studies Barry Wilson and historical writer Simcha.
Computer voice, but still a good topic, so we'll put it in the second area. We're not using it, but it's still a good topic. Magdala, home of Mary Magdalene.
We are on the northwestern shore of the Sea of Galilee in the ancient town of Magdala.
Beautiful. Guess what? We're using this one. Okay, we got 1 out of 8. Secret messages in the Gnostic Gospel of Mary Magdalene.
Today I'd like to examine some of the passages within the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, which is utterly profound. Here she says, "What is matter? Will it last forever?" And the teacher answered, "All that is born, all that is created, all of the elements of nature are interwoven and united with each other, and all that is composed will be decomposed. Everything returns to its roots. Matter returns to the origins of matter. Let those with ears hear." This is extremely important. So when Jesus was teaching that everything returns to its roots, all that is composed shall be decomposed, he's talking about the physical body. Your body and your mind and your senses will be left behind upon pain of death. And when he says that all things shall be returned to its origin, this also means that the...
Okay, I was thinking, no, there's music in the background, might be copyright, and I'm not really following, not explained well enough. Next, teachings of Mary Magdalene.
Here we are in the magical forest of the Mary Magdalene where she lived 2,000 years ago. And there we just finished a retreat to be in the cave, in the grotto, where her ancient teachings can be found. And where her presence is so strong that people just open their hearts naturally and feel the power of life surging through them. What are these teachings from the Magdalena? There is so much mystery around it and so much speculation, and yet nobody quite knows, except what is fact, that she lived here after she fled Israel. In the boat she arrived in Sainte Marie de la Mer. But what is also fact, that she taught in the southern France. She brought the teachings of the way of love. And she healed, she ministered to people.
This lady seems a little spacey to me, so I'm thinking not. Also, frame yourself better, please. Jesus and Mary Magdalene's relationship.
Does the Bible continue to inspire billions of people around the world? Not because of the answers it...
It's Star Trek! I love this. It's like, if you needed anything to make you feel like this was getting more fictional, you needed something to let you know that, like, man, this is funny, right? Yeah, that was it. Give me Captain Kirk. Now it's legitimately a fun fictional piece of science fiction. Hey everyone, my name is Matthew Cortman and I am a biblical scholar, and this is another edition of Bible Scholar Reacts. So the clip we're looking at today is from History Channel's YouTube page. The video clip is titled The Unexplained : that's the name of the TV show, Secret Life of Jesus Revealed in Controversial Texts, Season 2.
No question about it, I am ready to get hurt again.
How bad will this be? I don't know, but predict it in the comments section. Make sure that if you like this content, you give it a thumbs up because that helps the algorithm.
Gnosticism comes from a direct oral tradition that is passed down from the early Christians and evolves separately from the institutionalized church.
What? What do you mean oral tradition? No.
Yes.
This is so questionable. Who is this person? First of all, I've never heard of her.
How can he deny there was an oral tradition? Those eminent scholars say that before the Gospels were written down, they were passed down orally. How can he deny that the Gnostic Gospels were first passed down orally? This guy's a freaking idiot. He also steals clips from other shows. And I hate him, so let's see a little bit more.
Kathleen McGowan. I've never heard her name mentioned before in Gnostic studies.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
I want to know, where is she teaching at? Who is she? What do I need to know about her? All right, I have pulled up a quick Google search. There's an about page here. Kathleen McGowan is an American author, okay?
I'm going to pull up a Google page about this freak. Matthew Corpman, 1,000 subscribers. He could find her. Can we even find him? Says he's a biblical scholar. Doesn't act like one. Bless his heart. Says Judy. Whoops. Matthew Cortman. Official website of author. According to his own page, Matthew J. Cortman is a rising biblical scholar, itinerant preacher. Oh, he's a scholar and a preacher, huh? And theological arsonist. And we're not going to listen to another freaking word he's got to say. Matthew Cortman, Alumni Office. His books. Forget his books. Goodbye. Don't respect that dude. Jesus' relationship with Mary Magdalene, intimate, as lost gospel sheds light on the Bible. And yes, there's no reason to come out and insult somebody and say the Gnostic Gospels were not transmitted orally. That's freaking nonsense. The guy's a freaking idiot. Sorry for my outburst. But what?
A collection of early texts that were uncovered near the town of Nag Hammadi, North Egypt.
Computer voice, goodbye. Mary Magdalene was a prostitute. Hashtag not in the Bible. Hashtag dive deep together. At the YouTube channel, excuse me, The Wild at Surf City.
What's up, everyone? I grew up in the era of...
Cold War vet says, bless his heart. Yes, may God bless him and show him the error of his ways.
Of Jesus Christ Superstar, the musical. And it was sort of implied that Mary Magdalene was a little bit sexually aggressive, if not a former prostitute. And that's something that continues. It's one of those urban legends that continues century after century after century. I was at a local mega church a few years ago, right here in Orange County, and the pastor said, you know, Mary Magdalene was a repentant prostitute. And I went up to him afterwards and said, have you done your research? Because it's simply not true. Who was Mary Magdalene? Mary Magdalene is mentioned more than most anyone else in the New Testament, certainly more than most of the 12 disciples by name. In Luke 8, verses 2 through 3, she's listed as being somewhat wealthy and able to support Jesus' ministry. And anytime you have somebody of a certain place, like Otto von Bismarck, Mary of Magdala, it portrays or conveys a sense of nobility or higher class, which is probably true. The Bible does say that she had some demons driven out, but there's lots of demons that don't have to do with prostitution or being a little bit on the too physically friendly side. Most of it goes back to Gregory. Pope Gregory, in the year 591, did some really bad New Testament work and came out with a big sermon conflating Mary of Magdalene with Mary of Bethany from Luke 10, verse 39, and the sinful woman from Luke 7, 36 through 50. Now, it's not the same person. It's just not the same person, but he put them all together. And ever since then, people have thought, well, Mary Magdalene is the sinful woman, the woman who'd been forgiven all of these things. In fact, the Roman Catholic Church back in 1969, under Pope Paul, issued a public correction. We're sorry about this. We got this wrong. But people persisted. They continued to persist.
Yeah, this sounds good. It only lasts 3.5 minutes, though. There's a whole minute of just a whole minute at the end where there's nothing. Let me show you. Very short. Yeah, this covers a whole minute at the end for some reason. The well at Surf City. That's a shame. It's not a good length. But we're going to put it in the second part here for topics that should be covered. Next. Bad Wolf says, you could do a response video. You are the expert. I'm not really an expert. I've done a lot of research on my own. I'm not really an expert, but I know that especially being this Rube, getting triggered by someone who says that the early Christian religion was passed down orally, when it's when it's widely accepted by biblical scholarship that the Gospels were originally transmitted orally, and he gets all upset. I think he's more preacher than a Bible interpreter. Kenny Jones asks, how's your hands, Bill? Not bad, my friend, considering I had to lug around 2 packs today. One on my chest and one on my back. That did leave my hands free, but in order not to get exhausted in the heat, I had to take off the packs every once in a while and put them back on. Okay, next is here. From Lost to Found, Mary Magdalene.
I feel so lost lately. It brings up feelings of not moving forward and like I'm off the path. I'm sure many can relate. Can you speak on this time we're in, please?
We are Mary Magdalene. When we are feeling lost, when we have fallen to our knees, we have found the perfect occasion to examine every minuscule detail of the world around us. Because to truly find our way back to anywhere, if we have been lost before, we have searched for the breadcrumbs that we have inevitably placed.
So she is now supposedly right now channeling Mary Magdalene. I don't believe it. Why is Mary Magdalene's gospel ignored? Now this is 33 minutes long. Let's take a look at a little portion thereof.
Hello, hello, everyone. From the north to the south to the east to the west, shalom. Tom, say hello to everybody here. Can you hear me, Tom?
I can hear you now. Yeah, you're coming.
Tell everybody hello.
Well, shalom aleichem.
Yes, and we have a good conversation today. I am actually outside today.
Verpine says shows just how hard it is to combat falsehoods once they enter the collective conscience. Well said, Verpine. Bad Wolf says fake physics are so 19th century. Fake psychics, I'm sorry, fake physics. Fake psychics are so 19th century, right?
It is only 60 degrees. The sun is shining, the wind is blowing, and this whole week was totally blown away by the presentation. I know you haven't seen it yet, but I do recommend everyone. And I know this past couple of weeks, Tom, you have been reading the Gospel of.
Yeah,
tidbits from this Gospel. So let's start out right there, Tom. What did you get from this book that really maybe moved you or maybe rethink some things that you didn't think before?
Get
from this book that really maybe moved you or maybe rethink. Start out right there, Tom. What did you get from this book that really maybe moved you or maybe rethink some things that you didn't think before?
Yeah, I just happen to have page 7 before me here.
Right.
From that particular book, and as I looked at the first 10 verses of this particular book, I thought, oh, man, this really has some really unique parallels where we're all at.
Right.
And you know, with the nature of what's going on today, with everything being in flux and the controversies, you don't know if you should walk to the left or to the right. You know, you try to walk into the middle, and you get hit from the right side or you get hit from the left side.
Right. Either way.
That's symbolism, huh?
Right. Exactly.
And here's what it says. What is matter? Will it last forever? I mean, what is matter? Will it last forever?
Right.
I was struck with that. And I
So long, Candyman. Thanks for dropping by.
thought, well, when you get to a place of maybe being depressed or discouraged, you have to look around and you say, what, is this going to last forever?
Right.
The matter is the substance of what we are looking at today, what we are experiencing today. Will it last forever?
Right.
And I think that what comes from inside of us is we ask that question, and then a teacher emerges from within, as you've been saying, Mike, as if the teacher answers and says, all that is born, all that is created, all the elements of nature are interwoven and united with each other. All that is composed shall be discomposed. Everything returns to its roots.
Ba-da-da-da-da. Not feeling it. Was Mary Magdalene a prostitute? Where does that come from? As it is written. Now we need something for that. That's in one of our good ideas right here. So maybe this will be the ticket.
Hey everybody, Joel here again. Just wanted to talk to y'all briefly about something that was brought to my attention. On one of my other videos, I was making a point about proper and improper forms of judgment. And in discussing an improper form of judgment, that is the kind of judgment that would condemn someone either to death or to put judgment on a person's soul, which is only God's job to do. I was mentioning the story of the woman who was brought out and the Pharisees wanted to stone her. And I incorrectly misspoke, accrediting that woman to being Mary Magdalene. And truth be told, this is something I've only recently discovered. And I just wanted to give a shout out to Catherine Klatt. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. She pointed this out in the video. And as I like to do whenever I'm challenged with something, I go to study and search God's word for the answer. And it is interesting to find that Mary Magdalene is nowhere mentioned as being a prostitute. And yet, all throughout my life growing up, I have always been taught that the woman is nowhere mentioned as being a prostitute. And it is interesting to find that Mary Magdalene is nowhere mentioned as being a prostitute. And yet, all throughout my life growing up, I have always been taught that the woman that was being threatened by the Pharisees, the woman they wanted to stone to death, I was always taught that that was Mary Magdalene. And upon further investigation into the matter, which, truth be told, I've never just given it a lot of thought before. But as I looked into it, there is no mention of a woman's name. It just says the woman. So I started to wonder, where does this come from, where people assume that this is Mary Magdalene? And apparently there was a pope a long time ago who said that that woman was Mary Magdalene. However, if you read the scriptures themselves, you never come to that conclusion. Most people, if you want to look it up for yourself, the storytelling is in John chapter 8, starting in the beginning of the chapter. And you get through the whole section, you'll never see the woman's name mentioned. So that's interesting. The other storytelling is the woman who is crying, and she is cleaning Jesus' feet with her tears and her hair. And this has also been ascribed to Mary Magdalene, but also in this case, there is no mention of a name. The only thing that you can draw from this, and that's in Luke chapter 7, but in Luke chapter 8, it goes on to describe several women who follow Jesus and the disciples, and they contribute to his ministry, more than likely in financial ways.
I'm thinking not on that one. Next is the Virgin Mary Magdalene by Coded History and Giglist Info. Oh, is the Virgin Mary Mary Magdalene? Let's find out.
Mary Magdalene's most well-known symbols are her jar and the colors green and red. Archangel Gabriel is wearing green and red. In heraldry tradition, this means that Mary Magdalene and Archangel Gabriel are related. Around Angel Gabriel's right arm is a ribbon tied in a half bow with tendrils, a Greek royal symbol. The same kind of half bow knot is sometimes interpreted as a marriage knot. Da Vinci depicts Mary the Virgin wearing pink, which is a paler shade of red. Mary the Virgin's yellow mixed with her blue creates green. Does this mean Angel Gabriel and the Virgin Mary are second cousins? The legends of the origin of Mary Magdalene's red is when she performs a magic trick in Rome.
No. Who was Mary Magdalene?
Hi, this is Christina Dam, and this is Liberate the Podcast, where we educate, motivate, inspire, and liberate your consciousness.
So I read some of it briefly and forgot all about it and would have checked it out if I knew I was talking about this today, but I didn't. So can you fill us in on like some of what you think the core message of the teachings of Mary, or the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, that is available right now?
Well, if you look at the words that you have, what would it be? Say we have, 10 different things she talks about, subjects she talks about?
Bad Wolf says, Funky Town.
But it sounds exactly as we talk today. So it doesn't sound biblical at all. So it sounds like a woman who really knows what she's talking about, to find your own pure self and don't find religion.
Wow.
So what we learn, what we see in the Bible and all that says we have to follow that, she doesn't do that at all. She's the opposite. She go find self, love yourself. So everything is about curing yourself internally, and it's all the things we know in kind of the story we have now here.
Can you say a little bit more about who she was? Because you're saying she was a modern woman, she was a spiritual teacher, she was, you think, one of Christ's disciples, and do you think she was his wife or married to him? Or I'm just curious. What's your take?
Do you want to answer that, or should we go ahead?
There's so many questions.
We can both answer
I don't think she was married to him, because what we have people have to understand about this relationship between Mary Magdalene and Jesus, it's a love on a higher consciousness. It's a love where, because she was still also his disciple, and at the same time he did love her more than anyone else. But I think when people try to put it in the sense of just marriage, it kind of takes away the depth of the relationship, how it's more than just what we considered, more than what earthly things are, because I I think when, like, I'm not saying it's bad to romanticize the relationship.
No. What do historians say about Mary Magdalene with Sarah Parks? 56 minutes. Ouch. No, we're not doing all 56 minutes.
I'm Dr. Sarah Parks, and I am making this video from Dublin City University in Dublin, Ireland. And my PhD from McGill University, Canada, is in early Judaism and early Christianity and New Testament. And so I thought I'd share some information about what historians actually think about Mary Magdalene, since there are so many different ideas about her swirling around. Where did they come from, and which ones go back to what we might call the historical Mary Magdalene?
Okay. Go next slide, please.
So first, just think for a minute what comes to mind when you hear the words Mary Magdalene. Typically, what people might say to me are Jesus' lover, Jesus' wife, a prostitute, a repentant prostitute.
Who sang Funky Town? Let's find out. I'll go here and here and who sang Funky Town? It's not going to do Funky Town. Lips Incorporated sang Funky Town. At least 2 music videos exist for Funky Town. In one, a black singer miming Johnson's vocals, and some women dance in a pub. In another, Debbie Jenner, who served as the face of Lips Incorporated in the Netherlands and West Germany, dances while miming Johnson's vocals. Cover versions of Funky Town by Lips Incorporated. Secondhand songs. Lips Incorporated originally released Funky Town, written by Steven Greenberg and Lips. Released it on the album Mouth to Mouth in 1979. It was also covered by the Nylon 66ers, the Nylon 66ers, the Cokehead Hipsters, Chipper, World Domination Enterprises, and other artists. It was sampled by Dickie Goodman. The 3 best covers of Funky Town. These 3 artists take us to Funky Town from good to best. We hear punk, bossa nova, and rock. Well, I got here bossa nova. Let's go there. Funky Town. A little bit sour there, sorry. La, 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 la. Could this be the bossa nova? La 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 la. Oh, we're tempting the copyright gods today. That was a great musical interlude, said Verpine. No doubt about that. Okay, I guess we better... Do we lose any viewers? Oh, no, we didn't really. That's so nice. And this lady, no, I don't think so. Next. Let's move this back a little. Whoop, not this one. Move this one back a little bit. Maybe right about here. And see what the next one looked like. Mary Magdalene on accepting memories of her first century life. Here's the reincarnation lady. And even 5 minutes, it would be perfect. Lengthwise. Let's see what the content is like, however.
So that was all about a year ago, and I have tried...
Really shitty audio. No thanks. How do you, Mary Luck, know that you are Mary Magdalene? This is the same chick. How do you know you're Mary Magdalene?
How do you know you are Mary Magdalene? Good question. It's a good question because a lot of the time, especially over the last 5 years, perhaps not as much now, It's a good question. It's a good question because a lot of the time, especially over the last 5 years, perhaps not as much now.
You know, that's compelling to me. So I'm going to put it over there and stuff we're going to use. Finally, 2 things we're going to use, but I have to write down a little note about this. We have to start at 7 seconds in on that one to skip the fluff. And I never started a folder for this show, so we have to start a show folder so I can make this notation. Copy. How about copy? Copy. And paste. Paste. I'll be pasted underneath over here. Where'd it go? Where'd it paste? There it is. And so we're just going to call this Mary M for now. We have not yet selected a title. And I need to get that Q's text open up. Come on, please open up. Thank you. Thank you. Q's. So this started at 007. And it is. And I guess we can see where it goes to. It's 17 minutes long. Whatever. So it's got the URL, the title, and the channel name. Quoting this one first, channel name. And this, I think, is Creative Commons. Creative Commons, is that right? Where's the show details? Show now. Where's the details, man? Comments are turned off. Where's the details? Something's not right. Let me see real quick. Where's the description? More. Creative Commons. Okay, we're good on that. And the rest of the data is video title and URL. And there's that URL. And save that. And put Q's down there, put that down there, put that down there. All right, I think I'm going to switch hands here. I've been trying not to use my left hand, but my right hand's about to give out, so let me just switch, see if I can deal. So next. Oh, here's the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, evidently complete in under 10 minutes. Let's check out the front of it.
The Gospel of Mary Magdalene. Pages 1 through 6 are missing. Page 7. What is matter? Will it last forever? The teacher answered, all that is born, all that is created, all the elements of nature.
I like it. We're going to use that as either 1 or 2. And probably just 1. I don't know if I could take 10 minutes of that guy. But yeah, he has only 1 subscriber on his channel. I'm sure he'd love me to show off his video under fair use. Next. What's the deal with Jesus and Mary Magdalene?
What's the deal with Mary Magdalene and Jesus, and why are there so many rumors about them being a couple? Hi, I'm Dan Stevens. I'm the youth pastor at Parkside Church in Camas, Washington. So I'm making this video mostly for my students, but if you're not one of my students, that's fine. I want you to show this video to your friends, start a conversation, and ask some questions about the Bible. Show this to your parents, your youth pastor, or your senior pastor if you don't have a youth pastor. If you want, you can contact me on Twitter at Daniel T. Stevens, or on Facebook, facebook.com/Daniel T. Stevens 1986. So the first thing about this question, at least somewhat recently, a few years ago, there was a movie and a book called The Da Vinci Code. And one of the points in that, there was a movie and a book called The Da Vinci question, at least somewhat recently, a few years ago, there was a about this question, at least. So the first thing about this question, at least somewhat recently, a few years ago, there was a movie and a book called The Da Vinci Code. And one of the points in that book, or the underlying theme of the book, this part of the story, was that Jesus and Mary Magdalene had actually been married, and that the church had been trying to cover it up for all these years, and this was some big conspiracy, and that was what made the story. But it was just a fictional story. That's not what happened. And some rumors came out of that maybe that did happen. So let's go to the Bible. If you're a Christian, the Bible is your ultimate authority anyway. But if you're not a Christian, the most credible biographical information that you can find about Jesus are in 4 books in the Bible: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
Okay, let's try just titled Mary Magdalene. 1 hour. And let's see just a portion. That last guy, what can I say? I don't need to listen to a youth pastor. I'm beyond the youth pastor level, I hope.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Women in the Word. My name is Michelle, and today we're going to be talking about a lady called Mary Magdalene, and this is first fruits. And there we go. Now I can see everybody. Excuse my voice and my throat. It's always a little croaky of a morning. And we're going to be talking about a day called Aviv, the 16th of Aviv. And it is, so we've had Passover, we've had the Feast of Unleavened Bread, which continues throughout these 7 days. And then and then Aviv on the 16th day is first fruits, and it is the Jesus becomes our first fruit. So we've had the crucifixion, we've had the death, the burial. Jesus was from the Galilee area here in Nazareth. Cana was where he turned the water into wine. Christ as their Messiah, or as the Sea of Galilee gets very rough. So these are the Golan Heights here.
The wedding at Cana and Magdala. There's the Sea of Galilee. That was his what was the name of his hometown? Galilee, right? There's the Sea of Galilee. There's also a town called Galilee, right? Capernaum, Bethsaida. It doesn't show Galilee. Huh. Anyway, Sea of Galilee, right next to Magdala, from whence she came. And then Cana, where the wedding was, one of the nearby towns. Nazareth. That's the one, Nazareth, right? Where is Nazareth here? Nazareth's not even here. We must find out. Home. Where is Nazareth on the map? Where? It's not going to do the Brave search engine. Okay. Where is Nazareth on the map? Map and information about Nazareth. Nazareth Wikipedia. We'll try this one first. Satellite view. Really? Satellite view of Nazareth. Not here, I guess. Where else? Map of Nazareth, Bible map Nazareth, map of Israel at the time of Jesus Christ. Let's do that one. With roads. Nazareth. Nazareth's right near Cana, where the wedding is. Okay. Where's the time within the distance scale? Here we go, miles 20. Well, that's a huge amount of miles. Let's get my secret tool, which is the screen ruler. So that's 20 divided by each of these is 4 miles. So 4 miles is 34 pixels. So 34 divided by 4 is a mile. Okay, what's 34 divided by 4? 8.5 pixels is a mile. We'll leave that over here. How many pixels is Nazareth from Galilee? Wait, they said they have roads there. Well, approximately, let's say about like this. Let's guesstimate 109. So 109 divided by 8.5. This is just a rough estimate, I know. 12 miles, Nazareth is 12 miles away from the Sea of Galilee. Interesting. And we'll reduce the magic ruler. Southwest, exactly. South and west of the Sea of Galilee. Exactly. Cool. All right, back to business. And they do have Nazareth here, but it's a slightly different position. Sepphoris is very near, it's between Nazareth and Cana. And that does not seem to be represented here, is it? It is not. Look how close Nazareth and Cana are here. They're about 4 miles distant from each other. Yeah. They're about 4 miles away from each other. But where's the scale here? Is there any scale given? Yes, 0, 10 miles here. So that's about 5. So this puts Nazareth at about 8 miles from Cana. I know that Sepphoris was the next door town to Nazareth, though, and not Cana, so I trust this map more than this map. Yeah, that's not right. Do they have Nain on there? Which is underneath Nazareth? They do not. So where is Tiberias, according to them? Tiberias, yeah, about right, I guess. Magdala, same thing. Yeah, I guess. But that did the 8 miles versus 4 miles. That's a big difference, guys. In my book, if you have to walk it. They did not have bicycles back then. All right.
It's beautiful just to look across the Sea of Galilee to the Golden Heights. It's at sunset. It's absolutely stunning here. So we're all familiar with that. Right. So that's where Jesus went about. We should
a little slow paced. But this video is just under 6 minutes, perfect length for the show, at the channel of Kathy Rixom on YouTube, and it's entitled The Story of Mary Magdalene. Let's check out a little bit under fair use.
Mary Magdalene. One of the most fascinating persons in the ministry of Jesus was a woman who really don't.
Really sucky sound. Mysteries of Mary Magdalene. At the Mysteries of Jesus collection. 152 million subscribers. No way I can use that. Too many subscribers. They would not appreciate fair use. Easter Soliloquy as Mary Magdalene at the channel of Rachel C. Just over 7 minutes.
Someone once asked, "What does Jesus mean to me?" To answer that, you have to understand my story. I'm Mary. I come from a small fishing village on the coast of the Sea of Galilee called Magdala. I'm better known as Mary of Magdala, or simply Mary Magdalene.
I like her. She is one of our videos now. And we have 4 videos so far. Next, well, let's save these so I don't lose them. I'll select all tabs, bookmark, tabs, Mary M. .0. We'll call Mary M1. Mary M1. Save. Why type the .0? It's just extra stuff to type. Okay. Good choice there, I believe. Next, the resurrection of Mary Magdalene. 30 minutes long. We'll take a look at a portion at Food for the Soul on YouTube. Never heard of the resurrection of Mary Magdalene.
Mark 16:7. Sinabi ng anghel kay Maria Magdalena, "Now go and tell his disciples that he will go ahead of you to Galilee. You will see him there, just as he told you."
There's no moving pictures. We need moving pictures, but there is none here. Goodbye. Rome's Scarlet Woman, Acca Larentia / Mary Magdalene. At the channel on YouTube, Magic Jesus. 7 minutes 37.
Larentia, she is the Scarlet Woman of Rome. Acca Larentia is a Roman goddess who is most famous for being the foster mother of the mythical twins, Romulus and Remus. She is an earth goddess and protectress and the divine ancestress of Rome, associated with wolves, the underworld, and the fertility of the earth and fields. In a late but widely known legend, Acca Larentia is the wife of Faustulus, a shepherd to the king of the time, who found the abandoned infants Romulus and Remus being miraculously nursed by a she-wolf. They were really sons of the god Mars, who had come to their mother, the Vestal Virgin, Rhea Silvia, in the form of a wolf. Faustulus took them home to his wife, who then acted as their wet nurse. Acca Larentia and Faustulus had had 12 sons, since one of them had died. Romulus took his place. These 12 brothers, under the supervision of their mother, sacrificed annually in the field, brought fertility to the flocks, who settled on the Palatine Hill in the night and raped her. She bore him 2 sons, Romulus and Remus, and abandoned. It's Alexandrian, and I don't mean to say that's from Alexander the Great or from Alexandria, Egypt, but I'm talking about a tradition which is larger and much older than that. That is of Alexander being either a reputed historical king or mythic king. This is the kind of stuff that people went in for, these culture heroes who could, under the right circumstance, God men and that sort of thing.
I don't even want to take the time to find it. At the channel Finding Jesus. We can't use it, 152 million subscribers. Gospel of Mary Magdalene, my favorite chick here. Esoteric Atlanta, Creative Commons.
At the beginning of the Gospel of Luke, it says, "Many have undertaken to compose an account of the things that have been fulfilled among us, just as they were handed down to us by the initial eyewitnesses and servants of the world." For anybody with common sense, you would understand that Luke is telling us that there were original other Gospels that existed before the canonized Gospels of the Bible. Now, even though there are multiple books of the Bible in the New Testament, there are technically only 4 Gospels. These Gospels, of course, are Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And as many people are aware, there were Gospels that were taken out of the Bible when the Bible was finally put together soon after the Council of Nicaea. Of course, if you are joining along with us on the Dark Outpost, you already know that we have made it our mission to go through every single book that was excluded from the official canonized Bible. So today is our recap of the work we talked about last night on the Dark Outpost. But before we go any further, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and give us a like. Also, again, a very special thank you to all our patrons who help make this channel possible, especially our producer, Tiffany Monroe, who again is a Reiki master here in Atlanta, Georgia. If you would like to contact Tiffany, other missing text from the Bible making its way. Now, the Gospel of Mary was found in 1896 in Arakmin, Egypt.
Cool. Do we have Gospel of Mary yet? Yeah, we have it being read. We don't have a description of it, though. So actually about 210. Let's say try 209.
Of Mary was found in 1896 in Arakmin, Egypt. Now the Gospel. Now the Gospel of Mary was found in 1896 in Arakmin, Egypt.
Okay, this sounds pretty good. Let's see how it compares to her other video, who was the Magdalene Part 2.
New series uncovering the Magdalene. Hello everybody, welcome to part 2 in our new series uncovering the Magdalene. As most of you probably know, my opinion is that through this great awakening, one of the things that is being restored is the divine feminine, the true divine feminine, not the Baphomet, not the inversion of the feminine, but the divine feminine. No one in our history embodies that energy quite like Mary Magdalene. It is my personal belief that Mary Magdalene was the twin flame of Yahshua, Jesus, the Christ. And in fact, both of them together created the Christ consciousness. We know that Mary Magdalene was not a sex worker. And we're learning that she most likely was not from Magdala, as we have been told. We were taught that her name, Magdalene, was from her hometown. But again, it appears that Mary was probably of Greek descent, at least through her father, and most likely grew up in Egypt. So if that's the case, what does the Magdalene actually mean? I asked this question on my community board last week, and I truly loved all the responses. Multiple heads are better than one, and together we will figure out the truth behind this mystical and magical woman. It is our understanding that Yahshua himself carried the bloodline of AB negative. But the Magdalene, she carried, allegedly, the bloodline of Atlantis. Because you see, we know that our timeline is off. We know that the fall of Atlantis wasn't as long ago as we've been taught it was. And through the union of the divine feminine and the divine masculine, both spiritually and physically, a new timeline was born. And it is my opinion that where we're sitting right now in our current time mirrors that time. Now, we're kicking off this series, as I said last week, with the book written by Megan Watterson called Mary Magdalene Revealed. Last week in part 1, I just read the introduction. And this week, we're going to go a little bit further into this book. Now, I'm reading along with you guys, and I saw that a lot of you guys went and got this book, so I'm super, super excited to hear your opinions as well. But all in all, I'm hoping what this series will do will ignite a conversation about the truth of who we really are as human beings, and the truth about our own divinity and our own connection to Source. As many of you know, the Gospel of Mary teaches a very different...
I'm liking this one better. I just notated it. So let's shift that over. And I think we got enough for a show now, I think. We got this. Beaver says, this subject reminds me of the System of a Down song, Sweet Pea. Never heard of that one. I had an out-of-body experience the other day. Her name was Jesus. And for her, everyone cried, everyone cried, everyone cried. Never heard of that. Reminds me of the System of a Down song, Sweet. Sweet Pea. Yeah, I guess that's a group. So we have, what do we have here for entertainment, for video entertainment? 7 minutes there. Probably 5 minutes there. 10 minutes there. 7 there. And probably unlimited here. So I think we have enough video for the show. It's not easy, and it's not easy to find quality stuff, as you could see. Let me move this here. Let me save everything before I save what I want to keep. Bookmark tabs. It's going to be Mary M2. Then we wanted to cover these two topics. That we did cover. That we don't need. That we decided against. That we can eliminate. We'll leave that there for a topic to cover. And then let's resave everything. Mary M3. And let's save those bookmarks to our external drive, which we don't have on us, do we? I do not. It's in the bedroom. Oh, no way to back it up. Uh-oh. I'll have to do that later. Okay, guys, I'm winding down now. About to fix my evening meal. And watch some entertainment on the boob tube. So thanks to all you guys for turning out. It's been great suggestions, great links, great company. And may God bless and protect you all. Be sure to catch the final version of this episode when it airs next week on YouTube, Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Pacific. And please find me on Twitch. It's easy. The Twitch link is in the description below. May God bless and protect you all. Thanks to everybody for coming out tonight. Great turnout tonight. You guys are the best on YouTube. If you have not yet subscribed, subscribe now, and don't forget to ring that bell so you don't miss the next show. The next show is next Saturday evening at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. And yes, the experiment of multitasking media is over. There will be no more multitasking media, but there will be. Right now, we do have planned a couple of movies with music only, such as the space movie we showed a few weeks ago. So we aren't done with the movies yet, but no more multitasking. It just didn't work out the way I thought it would. My apologies. Now I don't have to wear the suit. Oh, thank God. Chili Bean with another super chat. Elizabeth loved it. It was so fun, she says. Good evening to Katie S. and good night to Dinkamasi. Good night to Sir Utch and Stefan Lobachek. Good night to Alba Twitch Wiggler and Danielle. And thanks, Danielle, for your help today. Good night to Raquel An and Synchro 505. Good night, Jonathan Rosas and Ava. Good night to Johnny Pepperston and oh Lord. Fare thee well to Wayne Hall and Colin L. Lendebarn. I know I'll get that after several practice attempts. Good night, Synchro 505. Good night to Eldergrown and Takahama Olsen too. May God bless and protect all you guys. We're closing out here. And let's take a look at our beautiful numbers. I'm just going to get a copy of that. Oh, it looks beautiful. Nice graph right there. And 2 more steps to end the stream. God bless.